Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing something I like to call progressive blend shapes. Okay, so in this case, we want to slide the top of our sock down our leg and off of our leg. And we're seeing an issue here. Blend shapes themselves are only point to point. They only transition between the point that you give them and the end point. And they'll transition at the fastest way possible, but evenly. So what I mean by that is if this little belt starts here and it ends here, then it'll slide in a direct direction towards that. Doesn't matter what you do to sculpt it, it'll just slide in that direction. So if we slide this belt here to here, we'll clip this side of the belt into this leg unless we make the belt super large. So into our calf, it'll clip in. So what we got to do is we got to change directions halfway through, but blend shapes can't do that. So we're going to make a key here. Open it up to 1. We're going to slide this part of the leg down, this part of the sock down. And this isn't going to look good because I'm going quick for the video, yeah. Just going to move this closer so it doesn't look like total shit. I'll make sure none of this clips in. Simple, I'm just sliding it down, sliding it down, sliding it down. And now we have to change direction. You see how we have to change direction now to go towards the calf? If we change direction on this first blend shape, then we'll have issues because it'll just clip through anyway. Even if it's not clipping through when we sculpt it. So we'll see our first point-to-point path is key 1. So key 1 goes from here, and then it goes to here. And we kind of want this, a little bit smoother so it doesn't garbage. Trimple. Yeah. Store it's here, move this towards there. Okay. Wonderful. So that's our beginning path. Is moving this belt from here to here. Now this belt, it just moves straight down. Now it has to move to the side. So what we're going to do is we're going to make another key, and we're going to make sure that first key is still at 1. We're going to move this key this way. Stretch it down and down and down. And of course you can do this in a nicer fashion than with elastic deform, but that's all artsy and stuff. I'm not showing you the art behind this right now, that's for sure. Okay. So now that we're moving over this thigh, we're moving in a completely different direction than the first direction. So what this second blend shape is going to do is it's going to allow us to do that directional change. And now we're moving straight down again. You see how we move to the side. So we move straight down. Now we're moving to the side. And now we're moving straight down again. So we're going to have to make a third key. But first I'm going to show you what these first 2 keys do. So the whole path that this sock is going to travel is in this order. So it's going to move down key 1 and then down key 2, and we're having some clipping there. So what we're going to do is we're key 2, we're going to go to the middle of the blend. We're going to make sure that we have, you'll still end up with clipping sometimes, and this will spread it out a lot when we get to the end of the blend shape, but it's not a big deal. There we go, done. Now there's not a ton of clipping on the blend. Yep, okay. Because you can edit at any point in the blend. It's just gonna, cause clipping sometimes. Clipping on the foot too. Not a big issue. Simple fixes. Oh, okay. So we have this progression between key 1 and then key 2. And then I'll make a third key for the last spurt of the run. And remember that key 1 and 2 have already been active. They're already going down. Move this all the way down. Make sure that it's kind of still some fashion. Sometimes it's sometimes art is subjective, Okay. Now there's not as much clipping. E3. Wonderful. A lot quicker. This together and tighter and tighter. Okay. Pretend that there's no clipping here. Pretend. Not bad. It's not that bad. Fixed. There. You can also go into edit mode. Third key. Kind of tough, I'm not gonna lie. Hard when you're doing progressive to go a sculpt mode. Go out of sculpt. Okay. So now we have the full progression of the sock going down the leg. It's just going to take 3 keys. So we're going to do the first key in an animation. And then right after the first key finishes, we're going to do the second key. We're going to do the third key. And it slides all the way down the leg instead of just going on that direct point to point. Which makes our lives a whole lot easier, and it'll make the animation look a whole lot better. And yeah, I know it doesn't look too good right now. But you can do it in a way that looks fantastic. Because that's what you need when you have directional changes and you're doing blend shapes. 1, 2, 3, and that's what you'll do in the animation order in Unity. And then if you want the sock to come back on, you'll do 3, 2, 1, and you see that progression. Especially here, you'll see where the direction changes. See this way, that way. You couldn't do that with just one blend shape. Yeah, that's what I'm going to teach today. Thank you.